I have a banger for y'all today, actually. I want you to start thinking of your life as the school block list. Let's get into it. So, let me just put these away. Always in the way, man. It's a story time, right? When I was in high school, starting in 9th grade, we got laptops at our school. We're on some boozy shit. We have laptops, we spun it around. It was those Lenovo ThinkPads? Like the yogas where you like flip it and you're like, and you have a pen and you're like, and you're like, we actually loved our laptops. We flexed them so crazy. Them shits were bricks, bro, but for real, we got laptops in 9th grade. And at the time, the original Hollow Knight, if you don't know, it's like this, like, bug game. It sounds so weird. It's like a Metrovania, but just look it up if you don't know about it. But it was so hype at the time. Like, everyone and their mother was talking about it. Literally, my music teacher was playing that game at the time. Like, huge buzz, right? And so I wanted to get my hands on this, right? The only thing is, my school, like, you could not download a single thing. You would try to get something from the Chrome Web Store, and they'd be holding you about it. They'd be like, you need permission for this. I'm like, let me slap the fuck out of you. How about that? How about that? Right? But still, I really wanted to play this game, right? And it was the only really piece of tech I had at the time. I mean, I had a PS2, but I'm not going to play Hollow Knight on the PS2, right? And so what did I have to do to get around this block list? I had to try stuff out. I think it took me a full month to finally be able to find a workaround around it, to finally be able to install Steam, and then to install Hollow Knight. It took me a full month of doing that, just looking for solutions here and there. If you want to know, just for curiosity's sake, it was using a bat file to execute the Steam setup command, right? But it took me an entire month of looking, just looking everywhere, searching up tutorials, looking up how to get around block lists, this, that, and the third. I learned about kernels. I learned about so much shit just to get to Hollow Knight. Y'all need to start treating your lives the same way. So many of y'all, you see a problem in your life. You see something that you want to fix. You see something that you want to change. And at the first hint of resistance, you're like, nope. I wanted this thing, but I actually don't even want it anymore, right? And then you make up excuses. I don't even need it anymore, right? You can't quit at the first sign of resistance. I eventually got to that Hollow Knight. I eventually installed it. I beat the game, even on my 20 FPS potato. That's besides the point, but stop settling for what you don't want at the first sign of resistance. Persistence is how you achieve anything in this life, right? You can't get anywhere if you literally give up at the first sign of failure. It's actually so simple. I want you to keep this mindset, this way of thinking forefront and predominant in your mind. The solution to whatever I want is out there. Whatever I want is possible. I can get anything I want. I can be anything I want. I can achieve anything I want. All I need is a little bit of hard work, a little bit of determination, a little bit of persistence, and I'll get there. This is the belief that sets people apart. The unsuccessful from the successful. Because truly, at least for me, I know I have the seeds of success for anything I want to do. I could become a professional rapper. I could become a figure skater. I could get to the top 80% of pretty much any single field. I know that for a fact. At least the top 80%. Right? You need to start having the same mindset. You need to start realizing that the only thing separating you from you and your goals is simply your lack of persistence. You can't just give up at the first sign of anything not working exactly how you want it to. I would spend so much time and mental energy just trying to play Hollow Knight. I would spend day in and day out, just trying to figure out how to get around the block list. I did the same thing, by the way, for a PS2 emulator. This is the next year. If you can't tell, I was not a good student, okay? I still got passing grades, but I did not do shit in school. So the next year was the PS2. I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Probably my favorite franchise of all time from my childhood, right? Played Kingdom Hearts 1 as a kid. Always wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 2. I was like, let me get an emulator. Again, block list. And then I had to figure out the emulator settings and the plugins, and I had to go to some sketchy websites and try and avoid viruses and all the pop-ups and all the porn ads and all that. And it took me so long. It took me at least like 2 or 3 weeks for me to just install the program, right? And then even when I installed the program, like I said, I had to figure out all this random shit I'd never seen before in my life as to how to configure it. Bro, the feeling when I first heard that the PS2 startup sound, oh my god, bro. It was like I won the lottery. And I did that shit all through chemistry class. Hey, Dr. Lloyd, was it? I forget your name, man, but if you're listening, my 10th grade chemistry teacher, you weren't tripping, bro. Bro, I had a controller under the desk the entire time, bro. I don't even know how I passed chemistry, bro. Advanced chemistry, and I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2 in class, right? But seriously, bro, you gotta have that same hunger, that same determination, that same drive for everything else in your life. If I could have that for a video game when I was a kid, what's stopping you, a man, for having that same determination for things that actually matter? Making money, making progress in the gym, making better relationships, just doing things better, having an upgraded lifestyle. You can't just give up at the first sign of resistance. That's what separates so many people from their success. A success is like, it's a bit like a goose hunt sometimes, right? Like, you just have to go through hoops and you have to do this and dodge and duck and wive and deave and boo. I can't talk apparently. Sometimes you have to do that just to get to where you want. You know, it's like it's a game. Like, you need to start treating it like a game, right? Oh, first sign of rejection? It's just trying to make it harder for me. But hey, I'm gonna still get it, right? You need to have that mindset that I'm gonna get whatever I want. Period. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how many obstacles are in the way. I'm going to get what I want. Because I can. Because I'm capable of doing so. That's the mindset that you need to have in your life. And so, I focus on the gym primarily here. You need to realize that the body that you see other men have, the jacked, aesthetic body, that is fully within your reach. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. There are hella people on tren, on steroids, on HGH, on so many different, anabolic steroids, like so many different things, right? So some of these people are lying to you because you can't physically get that big if you're a natty, right? But you can get very big and very aesthetic and very nice looking without any steroids, without any, supplements, without any weird shit. Like, you can get a good body. It's actually very easy. You just go to the gym consistently for like 5 years and you got it. And the thing that you need to realize, and I think this is the number one thing that separates people from their success again, and the number one thing that people misunderstand about this process, you're going to have wins along the way to your final destination. If you want to make $100,000 a month, you're going to have to get to the point where you're making $10,000 a month, or even $5,000, or even $2,000 a month. Like, you will still enjoy the process. There will be wins along the way. Getting to your goal means that you still have great things along the way. People see a huge goal and they say, oh, I can't do that. I'm just not even gonna do it because I can't reach it. Even if you don't reach it, you're still having wins along the way. You can get a great body after like 5, 6, 7 years in the gym, right? You're still going to have a progressively better body at year 4. Like, it's like people don't understand that you still make positive progress. You still have positive results outside of reaching your final goal. You need to start treating your life and its problems, whatever it may be, as a school filter. You need to put all your time and energy into conquering what you want. Because if you're anything like me, you know that you just cannot stop until you get what you want. You can try to put it off, you can try to be satisfied with what you have. But if you're anything like me, you just know that you cannot help but to keep on going until you achieve your goal. And that's one of the greatest traits and attributes you can have in your life. Knowing that it doesn't matter what happens to me, I will achieve my goals. Because then you're unstoppable. Even if something slows you down, it's just a delay. It's not the world like trying to, oh, I'm gonna stop you. No, it's just a delay. And then you keep on going, right? Treat your life like the school filter list. Go after what you want. Stop letting such tiny hindrances stop you. People will say they want to start a business. They call up one business for like a partnership or something, right? And they say no. And oh, well, you know, one person said no, so now it's time to stop. I wanted to make money, but you know what? One person said no, so now it's time to stop. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Lock in. Start doing what you need to do. Start having some persistence. Start having some mental grit. Start having some toughness. Just go after what you want. If you simply go after what you want, you'd be surprised how easy some of these things are. The only reason why some things seem so difficult to you is because of the fact that you simply haven't gone for it. A lot of the problems, a lot of the issues in your life that you think are massive, that would take so damn long to figure out, if you just took action and just went for it, you'd be surprised how easy it is to get it. There's not a lot of competition in this world for, you know, the top like 20% of things, right? Like if you want to get to above 80% of most people, there's like no competition to get there. Now, obviously, as you get higher and higher, it gets progressively harder to scale and there's more competition. But if you want to be in the top 20% of anything, it's actually pretty simple. Because I'm not going to lie to you, most people just do not have the mental discipline, the proper mindset, the correct way of looking at things. Like, it's actually incredibly simple to get what you want, especially if it's in the realm of just, you know, the top 20%, like just being 80th percentile. Like, it's actually ridiculously easy. I'm not sure if I'm using percentile, but you know what I mean, right? If this is a full bar graph, here to here, top 20%, right? If you want to get to here, it's actually ridiculously easy. Like, people psych themselves out. They think themselves out of success. They just don't go after what they want. They just don't do anything. You have to do stuff, okay? That sounds so simple and so basic, but you'd be surprised at how much your lack of progress is simply dictated by you not taking action. You have to do something. Stop thinking and start doing more. You may think that's a bad idea, or that's how you need to be smart about everything. If you're anything like me or anything like, you know, the typical person watching this video, you need to start doing more because you're probably thinking way too much now. You need to overcompensate a bit for your super intellectual, super I want to think all the time, you know, tendencies. You need to overcompensate and go to the other extreme for a little bit. Because your extreme, like going to the retard side of just doing stuff, what you think of extreme for that is probably someone else's like normal. It's probably someone else's overthinking. So don't be afraid of like, going too far in the other direction, because it's probably not going to happen. Like, your overcorrection is probably someone else's overthinking. So again, start going after what you want. Start treating your life like the school filter list. You're going to bypass it by any means necessary. You're going to find a way to figure it out, because your goals are more important than any block list, than any hindrance can ever try and tell you otherwise. I've been talking for a while. My lips are dry. My mouth is scorched. But this is a good video. If you need any help in the gym, I have a full guide down in the description below. It's going to contain every single thing that you need to know as a beginner. Workouts, routines, what to eat, your mindset, everything that you need is going to be in that guide. If the entire internet turned off tomorrow and you only had my gym guide, you would have everything that you need to make insane progress for the rest of your life. If you want that, if that sounds like a good deal to you, click down in the link in the description below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.